Wishing you a very happy and a vibrant day. Myself Sushmita Sahu, and today I am going to take Science. Science of Class 6, Chapter 16, Garbage In and Garbage Out, with special reference to NCERT. Now, this is a very interesting topic. As I always say, garbage, we produce so much of garbage every day in our life. Start thinking since morning till night how much of the garbage you produce, or how much of the rubbish you are throwing out of your homes and people are throwing out of the shops, etc. All these wrapping, even we have so much of wrapping materials, all these wrapping material go out as a garbage. We generate so much garbage in our day-to-day activities that we need to find a way to use this garbage or to take out the things which are useful from it. So if you like my channel, kindly subscribe for it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's start with garbage in, garbage out. So as I already said that we produce lots of garbage. Everything, if you start thinking now since morning till night, if you make a list, or if you start observing that how much of the garbage is being produced by you, by your family, by your friends, you will find out that we are producing lots of garbage. And then if this garbage is not removed, what will happen? I'm sure the world will be one day covered with all the garbage. So we need to take care of this garbage. Now, you might have seen the kachra walas coming to your place, and they collect the garbage from your place. And where do they take it? Where do they throw it? Actually, all the garbage from the city is collected in big trucks by the Nagar Nigam or Nagar Palika, and then they go these trucks take the garbage to low-lying open area which are called landfills. In this landfill, they keep on collecting the garbage. Garbage that can be reused is separated out from the one that cannot be used as such, and thus the garbage has both useful and non-useful components. If we separate it from the very beginning, we make two bags, useful garbage and non-useful garbage, it will be so good. We will be making them to do less of work, because there they separate out which is useful garbage and which is non-useful garbage. And it is once the landfill is completely full, it is usually converted into park or playground. No building is built on it for 20 years because the ground is not stable. To deal with some of the useful components of the garbage, compost making areas are developed near the landfill. Now we will come to know later in the chapter what is compost. Here you can see the people separating out the useful and the non-useful garbage. Now there is you might have heard the name of vermiculture, or you might have, before coming to vermiculture, let's see how do we dispose out our garbage. You might have noticed heap of garbage of dried leaves on the roadside. Most of the time these are burned. Farmers too often burn the husk, dried leaves and part of crop plants in their fields. After harvesting, burning of these produces smoke and gases, and that are very harmful for our health. You might have heard or might have seen in Delhi, when in Punjab they burn the husk and all, there is so much of smoke, and these waste could this pollution really harms the human being and everybody, not only human being. It is not useful for any living being. Now these wastes could be converted into useful compost. So how can we convert these wastes into compost is our next thing, and this is very effectively nowadays done by vermiculture. You might have heard of this name, haven't you? It is either known as vermiculture or vermicompost. In this, what happens, this is done by red worm. You can also make a wormy pit at your place. Now what actually we do is we take a pit and we put some red worms in it, and we cover them loosely with a gunny bag or an old sheet of cloth or a layer of grass. Now these red worms will be needing food. So what you have to do, you have to give them vegetable and fruit waste. छिलके जो निकलते हैं vegetables के, fruits के, all this can be put as vermi pit. You need to be careful that you put your vegetable and fruit products only, not the milk, vinegar or the pickles and oil products, because this is harmful for the red worms. It may cause disease, and they may create, you can have the disease causing small organisms that start growing in the pit and may harm the vermiculture. Red worms do not have teeth. They have a structure called gizzard, which helps them to grind their food. Powdered eggshells or seashells could be mixed with the waste. This could help redworm in grinding their food. A redworm can eat food equal to its own weight in a day. Do you know? So you need to supply him good food. Redworms do not survive in very hot or cold surroundings. They also need moisture around them. If you take good care of your worms, in a month time their number will double. Now what happens once after some time you see that the vegetables or the leaves you had put it in starts looking like a soil. Now what you do, put some waste as a food in one corner, and most of the worm will move toward that, and now you can vacate the other side of it. Now remove the compost from the vacated part and dry it in the sun for few hours, and your vermicompost is ready. Again, you can keep on doing this process, and you can just cultivate your own khad. This vermicompost is nothing but the khad, and it is chemical free, and it is very good for all the plants and for your garden. See, the worms are there in the soil, and how they have changed the leaves and everything into very fertile soil. After this we come to the recycle of papers. Now you all know that paper, we waste so much of paper, especially when we are students. Ek ink gir jati hai, we cut it. We paper ko faad ke we throw it, and then if we write something wrong, again we tear the paper, and there is so much of waste of paper. What you should do, you should collect all the papers and they should be recycled. Now we should learn one more thing. Is plastic a boon or a curse? Yes, the answer is correct. Now you all have the awareness. Plastic is a curse. It should not be used. It is not very useful, because first thing, it is not degraded. That is, the degrade plastics, they are not degraded, they are not biodegradable, which causes them to form lumps and drainage blockages there. And there are some plastics, yes, which we can reuse, but usually the plastics are not very good. And nowadays, so there like the modern science, they say that many gases are released which causes health problem, including cancers in human being. The government has also laid down guidelines for recycling of plastic. Now what we should do to minimize the use of plastic? We should take bags whenever we go to market. We should insist the shopkeeper to use plastic bags. We should not use plastic bags to store anything. We should not throw plastic bags here and there. We never burn plastic bags and other plastic items. Never burn them. They will not burn. They are synthetic items. We should not put them in the garbage also. We should always recycle the papers. We should use for the wastage of our kitchen, we should use the vermicompost, and in this way we will be able to do garbage management. In many of the countries, in America and all, you see all the people are contributing for garbage management. So even we all need to be very aware and use and throw the things accordingly, and just don't throw them on the road. Use the bins and separate them out. With this, I would like to thank you all with the promise that you'll be taking care of our Mother Earth. Thank you.